Hey guys! Today I have something super exciting to share with you. Have you ever wondered why some people are able to achieve incredible success and become millionaires, while others are just dreaming about it? The answer may lie in the way they think. In this video, you're going to see exactly why this mindset is the best for achieving the success you've always wanted. We're going to discover how the way you see the world and face challenges can lead you to achieve the wealth and fortune you desire. Before we hop onto the video, just check down below if you are not subscribed yet. It will let you know when a new video is released. Without further ado, let's get into the video. Let me tell you a story that will help you understand this better. Imagine that you are in school and you are learning something new, like playing the guitar. In the first few days, you can barely hold the instrument properly and your hands hurt from trying so hard. You even start to think, oh, I'll never learn this, maybe playing the guitar isn't for me. But then, the teacher tells you something important. Everyone who has learned to play the guitar started out this way. The secret is to keep practicing, even if it seems difficult at first. This is the essence of the growth mindset, believing that, with effort and dedication, you can learn anything, even if it isn't easy at first. Now, let's think about another situation. What if you believe that if you don't know how to play the guitar now, you never will? It's like saying, I wasn't born with this talent, so there's no point in trying. This way of thinking is what we call a fixed mindset. It makes us believe that either we are born with a skill, or we will never be able to develop it. As if people were limited to what they already know how to do, with no chance of improving. But the cool thing about the growth mindset is that it opens doors. Think of your brain as a muscle. The more you use it, the more it grows and strengthens. When you try something new, be it playing the guitar, playing soccer, or even solving a math problem, your brain is learning, and over time, you get better at it. The secret is in practice, repetition, and, most importantly, in not giving up just because it seems difficult. Want an example? You know that person at your school who seems to be good at everything? It may seem like they were born knowing how to do all that, but in reality, they probably dedicated themselves a lot, practiced and, most importantly, didn't give up when they faced difficulties. This person uses the growth mindset. They believe that they can always learn more, and that's what makes the difference. The growth mindset is like using a special lens to see the world. When you put on this lens, you begin to see that mistakes and difficulties are not the end, but rather part of the learning process. If you fall off your bike, it doesn't mean you'll never learn how to ride, it just means you still need more practice. Every fall teaches you something new, like how to keep your balance or avoid obstacles. Now, think about it. What if everyone saw the world this way? If everyone believed that they could learn and improve at anything with time and effort, how many doors would open? How many people would try new and incredible things, without the fear of making mistakes? The growth mindset is exactly that, believing that learning never stops, that each day you can be a little better than you were yesterday. So, the next time you're faced with a challenge, instead of thinking, I can't do it, try to change your perspective. Tell yourself, I don't know how to do this yet, but I can learn. This is the first step to adopting the growth mindset, and believe me, it can transform the way you see everything in your life. Now, let me tell you something important. A growth mindset is not a magic trick that will solve all your problems overnight. Let's imagine that you want to be the best soccer player in the world. Will having a growth mindset help you? Of course it will. But that doesn't mean that just by believing in your potential and putting in the effort, you'll wake up tomorrow playing like a famous soccer star. That would be like expecting a tree seed to grow in a day. You need to plant it, water it, and wait for the right time for it to grow strong and beautiful. What a growth mindset does is something much more realistic and powerful. It gives you a new way of seeing the world and its challenges. You know those moments when you make a mistake and think, oh, I'm terrible at this, there's no point in trying anymore? With a growth mindset, you change that thought to, okay, I made a mistake, but what can I learn from it to improve next time? That's its great power. It's not magic, but a way of facing difficulties in a more intelligent and constructive way. Let's think about two types of people. The first has a fixed mindset. They believe that if they didn't achieve something the first time, they never will. If this person plays video games and loses several times, they may end up giving up because they think they're simply not good at it. The second person, on the other hand, has a growth mindset. They know that the first time they play it will be difficult, that they will lose, but that, with practice, they will get better and better. The difference lies in how they deal with mistakes. Having a growth mindset is like being a scientist in your own life. You experiment, make mistakes, learn and try again, always improving. But remember, it doesn't mean that you'll be the best at everything just because you try. You may never be the next Neymar or Einstein, but the important thing is that, with this mindset, you will be the best version of yourself. And that is already a huge victory. Here's a quick story to illustrate this. Imagine that you are a runner. At first, you run slowly and quickly run out of breath. Someone with a fixed mindset would say, "I'm not good at this, so there's no point in continuing." But with a growth mindset, you think, okay, I'm just starting out, I still have a lot to improve, and each workout takes me one step closer to being faster. And so, with each run, you challenge yourself a little bit more, until one day, you realize that you can run distances that you never even imagined before. This shows us that a growth mindset is about embracing the process, not just focusing on the results. Sure, we want to win, we want to be good at what we do, but with this mindset, what really matters is learning along the way. Every step, even the ones that seem small, is a step forward in the right direction. And it's this kind of thinking that will make you, one day, surprise yourself with how much you've improved. So, don't expect a growth mindset to transform you overnight. It won't make you go from a beginner piano player to a Beethoven player overnight. But it will give you the strength to keep trying, to face difficulties head-on, and to never give up on learning. And over time, you'll realize that this is one of the most powerful tools you can have for success. Imagine that you have two pairs of magic glasses, one is the growth mindset and the other is the fixed mindset. Which of these glasses you use depends on the situation you are in. Sometimes, we put on the growth mindset glasses, and we see the world with the certainty that we can improve, learn, and grow. But at other times, we end up putting on the fixed mindset glasses, which make us believe that we are born this way and cannot change. For example, think about that difficult subject in school, like math or science. If you put on the fixed mindset glasses, you might think, I will never understand this, no matter how hard I try. But, if you switch to the growth mindset glasses, your vision changes too. Okay, this is complicated now, but if I study and work hard, I can improve. This switching of glasses happens to everyone, all the time. It's not that you only have one type of mindset forever. The truth is that we use both, just at different times. The trick is to try to use the growth mindset glasses more often, especially when things get tough. Do you know why? Because these glasses help you see opportunities, even in problems. Now, let me tell you a little story to explain this better. Imagine that you are walking in a forest and, suddenly, you come across a large fallen log blocking the path. If you are wearing the fixed mindset glasses, you will look at the log and think, there is no way, it is impossible to get through here. I guess I will have to go back. But, if you switch to the growth mindset glasses, you think, this log is in my way, but I can try to jump over it, go under it, or even go around it. No matter how long it takes, I will find a way to keep walking. This is the difference between the two ways of seeing the world. Using the growth mindset glasses more will help you face obstacles with creativity and persistence. That's because, instead of seeing challenges as insurmountable barriers, you see them as opportunities to become stronger. And you know what's interesting? Studies show that people who wear the growth mindset glasses more often tend to be more successful because they don't give up easily. So the next time you're faced with a challenge, remember both glasses. Try putting on the growth mindset glasses and ask yourself, what can I learn from this? How can I use this challenge to improve? This is how we train our brains to become stronger and more prepared for whatever comes our way. Are you enjoying the video so far? So don't forget to hit the like button down below to show me you enjoy this type of content. Now, let's continue the video. Let me tell you something really cool about people with a growth mindset. They approach challenges differently. You know when you try to do something difficult, like learning to ride a bike without training wheels for the first time? At first, it might seem impossible. You fall a few times, hurt your knee, and are tempted to give up. But the difference with people with a growth mindset is that they are not afraid to fall and get back up. For them, each fall is a chance to learn how to balance better the next time. Imagine a video game player. When they are going through a really tough phase, they don't give up the first time they lose. Instead, they think, what did I do wrong here? How can I improve my strategy to get through this phase? They know that with practice, they will succeed. That's how people with a growth mindset approach life. They see challenges as if they were levels in a game, each one is an opportunity to learn something new, not an insurmountable obstacle. And you know what's even more amazing? People with a growth mindset are not afraid to fail. They know that failure doesn't mean they're bad at something, it just means they need to try again, maybe in a different way. It's like when you're building a sandcastle on the beach. If the wave knocks your castle down, you don't think, oh, I'm terrible at building castles. No. You think, okay, next time I'll build the castle further away from the water or make a stronger foundation. You learn from your mistakes and do better the next time you try. Now, let's imagine two friends, John and Mary. John has a fixed mindset. He thinks that if he doesn't do something the first time, it's because he's not good at it and never will be. Mary, on the other hand, has a growth mindset. When she doesn't do something the first time, she thinks, I can't do it yet, but if I keep practicing, I'll get better. Guess who keeps practicing and getting better? That's right, Mary. She's resilient, which is a big word, but it means not giving up easily. She knows that failure is not the end of the line, it is just a stop on the path to learning more. This is the big difference between those with a fixed mindset and those with a growth mindset. While some are afraid of failing and giving up, others see each failure as a stepping stone to reach higher. And that is one of the secrets to success, did you know? This is how great athletes, scientists, and artists achieve incredible things. They are not afraid to make mistakes, because they know that each mistake teaches them something important. So, whenever you face a challenge, remember, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Each mistake is a chance to learn and grow. Try again, adjust what needs to be adjusted, and keep moving forward. With this mindset, you will go far. Have you ever noticed how some people get really upset when they make a mistake, as if it were the worst thing in the world? They feel like they are failing as a person by failing. Let's imagine Pedro. He loves to draw, and one day he decides to draw a portrait. But when he finishes, the drawing doesn't turn out as good as he imagined. Pedro, who has a fixed mindset, thinks, wow, I'm terrible at this. I'm not good enough, I'll never be able to draw properly. He gets discouraged, puts his pencil away, and gives up trying to improve. Now, let's meet Anna. She also loves to draw, and when she makes a portrait, it doesn't turn out as good as she wanted. But instead of thinking that she's bad at it, she looks at her drawing and thinks, okay, the nose is a little crooked, and the shading isn't right. But I just have to practice more and I'll get better. Anna, with her growth mindset, understands that this mistake doesn't define who she is, and that she can learn from it to do better next time. This is exactly what differentiates people with a fixed mindset from those with a growth mindset. People with a fixed mindset, like Pedro, believe that failure is proof that they are not good enough. They believe that their talents and abilities are fixed, that is, that they were born with them and cannot change. For them, failure is a direct attack on their identity. People with a growth mindset, like Anna, see mistakes differently. They believe that failure is part of the learning process, and that each mistake is an opportunity to improve. Imagine this, if a baby thought like Pedro, he would never learn to walk. Every time he fell, he would give up, thinking that he was not born to walk. But, fortunately, babies have a natural growth mindset. They fall, get up, try again, until one day, they manage to take those first wobbly steps. Now think with me, if the next time you fail, instead of feeling bad and giving up, you thought like Anna, what would happen? Instead of seeing failure as the end, you would see it as a beginning. As a chance to tweak what didn't work and try again. And each time you try, you get closer to getting it right. It's like playing a puzzle game. When a piece doesn't fit, you don't get mad at the game, right? You just try another piece until you find the right one. And that's how the growth mindset works. It's not about getting it perfect the first time, but about keeping trying until you get it right. People with a growth mindset aren't afraid to make mistakes because they know that mistakes are part of the journey. They see each challenge as a chance to learn something new, not as a reflection of who they are. And that's what makes all the difference. Failure, for them, is just another step on the ladder to success. So, the next time something doesn't go the way you wanted, remember Anna. Failure isn't the end, it's just part of the journey. With each mistake, you're getting closer to where you want to be. Now, let me tell you something incredible about our brain that you may not know. It is like modeling clay. That's right, like that Play-Doh we used to play with when we were kids. You can mold it, stretch it, and transform it however you want, and it will adapt. And the coolest thing? This doesn't stop happening as we grow up. Our brain continues to change and learn new things until the last day of our lives. Do you know what this means? That no one is born knowing everything and no one has their destiny written in the stars. If you want to learn how to play the guitar, cook, or even solve super difficult math problems, you can. The brain has this incredible ability to grow and transform. This process has a complicated but very important name, neuroplasticity. It sounds like a bad word, right? But it just means that the brain can always change, creating new connections and adapting to the things we learn. Let's imagine Joao. He is 50 years old and has never driven a car in his life. One day, he decides he wants to learn how to drive. Some people might think, oh, John is too old for this, his brain won't be able to learn anything new. But you know what happens? John starts taking lessons, practices every day, and little by little his brain starts creating new connections. Things that seemed difficult at first, like remembering where to put his feet or how to turn the steering wheel, become easier over time. And after a while, John is driving around the streets as if he's been doing it his whole life. And this brain power isn't just a theory, you know? Scientists studied the brains of taxi drivers in big cities like London. They found that as the taxi drivers memorized the city's complicated streets, their brains actually changed. They developed more gray matter. It's as if their brains grew more muscles, only to think and navigate the city better. So this means that you can continue to learn and develop skills, no matter your age or where you started. Your brain will always help you improve, as long as you dedicate yourself and keep practicing. It's like that video game you play. At first, you might lose a few levels, but the more you play, the more you get the hang of it and advance. The brain works exactly like that, helping you move up a level every time you try something new. This teaches us a very important lesson: it's never too late to learn or improve at anything. The brain is always ready to grow, as long as we challenge it with new experiences and learn from our mistakes. Remember the analogy with Play-Doh? Every time you learn something new, it's like you're shaping your brain, making it stronger and more capable. So, if you ever think it's too late to learn something, think about the taxi drivers and John. The brain is much more powerful than we imagine. And that's one of the reasons why the growth mindset is so amazing. It teaches us that we can always improve, whether by learning something new or improving something we already know. Tell me in the comment section if you knew any of these reasons why you should have the best mindset ever. Now, think about it. Imagine that you are going to put together a huge jigsaw puzzle with 1,000 pieces. At first, you look at all those little pieces spread out on the table and you feel a little scared. You feel like giving up, right? But then you start putting one piece together with another, calmly and patiently, and you notice that, little by little, the design starts to appear. Each piece that you put in the right place is a small victory. Now, imagine if, instead of focusing on putting together one piece at a time, you just kept thinking about how you want to see the puzzle finished. Then, if any of the pieces didn't fit right away, you could get frustrated and maybe even give up. That's the secret. When you focus on the process, on what you are doing step by step, the path becomes much easier and more fun, and your chances of success increase a lot. The same thing happens in life. You know that student who gets good grades? Often, the secret is not how smart someone is, but how much they dedicate themselves to the process of studying every day, calmly and persistently. When we pay attention to what we are doing, how we are learning or improving, the results end up coming naturally. Let me tell you a little story. There was a girl named Anna who loved to draw. But every time she saw someone's drawing on the internet who was super talented, she felt discouraged because she couldn't draw that well. But one day, her teacher said something very important. Anna, you don't need to be perfect overnight. Focus on practicing, draw every day, even if it's just simple scribbles, and you'll see how you'll improve little by little. Anna started to follow this advice. Every day, she would draw a little bit, without thinking about being the best in the world, but rather about having fun and practicing. And guess what? After a few months, her drawings were incredible. She realized that by focusing on the process of learning and improving, the results ended up appearing without her having to put so much pressure on herself. And that's the big secret: effort, practice, and the process are much more important than just waiting for the end result. This doesn't mean that you can't have big goals or dreams, but that it's essential to value the path that takes you there. It's like climbing a mountain. If you only think about getting to the top, you might miss the beauty of the landscape along the way. But if you enjoy every step, every moment of effort, when you get to the top, you'll realize that the process was the most important part of the journey. When we focus on the process, instead of obsessing over the result, it also becomes easier to deal with challenges and mistakes. Because if something goes wrong, you don't think of it as a complete failure, but rather that it's just another part of the learning process. Just like in a puzzle, if one piece doesn't fit, you simply try another until everything fits together. And so, with patience and dedication, success comes. With what you learned in the video, you now know how adopting the millionaire mindset can transform your life and lead you to success. Remember, the key is in how you think and act when faced with challenges. That's what can make you shine like a true millionaire. If you liked the video and want to continue learning about how to have a winning mindset and achieve your dreams, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Keep believing in yourself and applying these ideas, because success is within your reach. See you next time.